So how do I do that, Joan? I mean, how do I get organized? I mean, you know, it seems like I'm really doing everything that I should in terms of being prepared for the steps that I need to take, the career readiness, if you will. So let's kind of talk about that in a little bit more depth. Let's break it down, and I'm going to do it per category, but it doesn't mean it's per category. And let me clarify that for you. Again, everybody can benefit from the wisdom regardless of whether you're a rethink, a reinvent, or a redefine. All of this stuff is great information. And again, I hate that word out of the box because it tended to really get so overused, but it really is unique because most of your so-called competition is really representing themselves in a very, very generic way. They put themselves on a shelf and they expect people are going to just come in and purchase them. What we're really trying to do with you is to give you advertising, get you prepared for an incredibly great marketing campaign. So the more that you get organized, the more that you're strategic, and every single step you take is purposeful. They might not understand the purpose, and when I talk about they, I'm talking about an employer or maybe a conduit to get you to an employer or hiring authority. They don't get your purposeful intent, but everything that we've outlined in here has led to that ultimate destination of being successful strategically, not going through the motion of performing mundane tasks, posting your resume on a job board, and again, expecting things to happen. We're putting ourselves out there. So for the rethink, it might be volunteering. I can't tell you how many people have volunteered and been noticed, not only by the people that they're volunteering for, but the connections that they make. Internships, again, utilize that to really, really garner potential relationships. Networking, temporary work. I can't tell you how many times people have said, Joan, I have a college education. I would never work a temporary assignment. I shudder to tell you how many people have permanent roles that are disguised as temporary jobs. Do not disqualify based on your old way of thinking that there's not a great opportunity through those venues. For the reinvent, again, get yourself out there. Believe me, there's people in that whole networking group that have probably been in your position. They've been rehabbed, they've been refurnished, they've been repurposed. So again, the more you're out there and you're telling your story and you really recognize you're not the only one, it's going to help you. You know, is it again more research, more exploration through the business sections and seeing who's hiring, what types of firms are hiring, who's growing, why are they growing, what specialty industry are they in? So again, for the reinventors, I want you to use the newspaper in a completely different way than that old-fashioned classified mentality. And for the research and the redefine person and how that comes together, I can't tell you how many times people have come to me looking for a new role, and when I ask them if their current company even knows they want to be promoted, they say, well, I can't tell them that. Then they would know I was looking for a new job. Newsflash, employers want to keep great talent. And if you're one of them, don't again buy into that old belief system that's saying, I want to do more, I want to be more, is a ticket to the unemployment line. It's just not anymore. Employers say all the time, if only I would have known, I would have done everything that I could to keep that person. So what we're talking about with organization is, again, as you're setting up the infrastructure for you incorporated, you recognize that there has to be a good bone. There has to be a good foundation by which you stand. And getting organized and having a plan of attack, not just one way, but a multifaceted way to present your particular background and skills, is going to open up doors for you that you never imagined. This is where greatness lies. These are where most of the positions are being identified and most of the positions are being networked, because an employer loves a recommendation or a person who's had the courage to do something that really puts them out front and center and say, look at me, I'm different.